So, good morning, all of you. Today's concept is on tuples, TUPLS tuples. Tuples is also a versatile data type this. In previous classes, we have discussed about this, right? LIST list. Since a list is a versatile data type. In the same way, tuple is also a versatile data type. Okay, and the second one is while we are discussing about a list, we told that a group of elements separated by commas, and if they are placed in square brackets, it is called as a list. Whereas a tuple means a group of values or items or elements where they are separated by commas and placed between parentheses is called as a tuple. Clear? The only difference between list and a tuple is both in lists and tuples, the elements are separated by commas. But if those elements are placed in square brackets, it is called as a list. It is called as a list. If those elements are separated by commas and if they are placed in parentheses, then it is called as a tuple. Then it is called as a tuple. Here, this is the definition of tuple. A group of elements separated by commas and placed between parentheses is called as a tuple. Third point. The third point is tuples are unmutable. Tuples are immutable. Why? Because we cannot change the elements of tuple. Why? Because we cannot change the elements of tuple. Whereas in this we have discussed that lists are mutable, where we can change the elements. Here tuples are immutable, where we cannot change the elements. So the three main points about tuples are tuples is also a versatile data type in Python programming language. That is the first point. Second point is definition. What is the definition of tuple means? If a group of elements are separated by commas and if they are placed in parentheses, that is called as a tuple. That is the second point. Third point is tuples are immutable. Immutable in the sense we cannot add an element, we cannot change an element, we cannot remove an element, we cannot delete an element, or we cannot clear the tuple. All these things cannot be done in this position, in this concept. Why? Because tuples are immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the elements of a tuple anywhere. Clear? Now, creating a tuple. Creating a tuple. This is the syntax for creating a tuple. Tuple variable name. As I said, everything which is mentioned left side to the equal to assignment operator is tuple variable name. It's not a normal variable name. It's a tuple variable name. And this will be the syntax. We need to mention the tuple variable name followed by equal to assignment operator followed by values which are placed in parentheses, that to the element need to be separated by commas. Here here these can be called as values or elements or items. Values or elements or items. Remember that these parentheses need to be mentioned for a tuple. Parenthesis, bracket open and bracket close. The elements need to be mentioned in parenthesis to indicate the interpreter that this is a tuple variable name. Tuple variable name. Okay. Now I shall take a programming environment. I shall take a programming environment. Okay. We shall discuss everything. We shall discuss everything in programming environment. Here, first one. First one. How to create a tuple? How to create a tuple? A is equal to A is equal to. See what is A? Normally it's a variable. Normally it's a variable, right? I am opening the parenthesis and I am closing the parenthesis. I am opening the parenthesis and I am closing the parenthesis. Okay. Go to file. Save the file. Okay, A is equal to parenthesis open and parenthesis close. Now I am asking the interpreter to print A. I am asking the interpreter to print A, as well as I want to know what is the type of A. Okay, what type is A? See, if you mention like this, A is equal to 9. What is the type of a means? We are going to tell it is an integer. It's an integer. Now I have taken an empty tuple. I have taken an empty tuple. What does this statement represent is empty tuple. Empty T1. Empty tuple. There are no elements, but I have taken an empty tuple. Clear? So print A means automatically it gives the output as empty tuple. Print type of A means it gives output as tuple data type. We shall check out. So go to file, save the file, run module, go to IDE. See, this is our output. This is our output. I asked the interpreter to print A. Since A is a tuple variable name, which is an empty tuple, it gave me the output as empty tuple. I have asked the type of A. What data type is A? So it returned me as a tuple. It returned me as a tuple. Clear? This is the first point to be remembered. How to create a tuple. How to create a tuple. Okay. Next. Second point. Second point. Now I am considering B. B is equal to parenthesis open, parenthesis close. I have mentioned 9, comma. 9, comma. Remember, at the time of creating a tuple, if you are going to mention only one element, if you are going to mention only one element or one value or one item, you need to mention comma also. You need to mention comma also. Even though this tuple consists of one element, you need to mention this particular element followed by comma. If you are not mentioning comma, then this variable will become as integer variable. Then B will become as an integer variable. So the point to be remembered is in tuple, if you are having only one element also, one element or one value or one item, you need to be mentioned comma also. Clear? టపుల్లో ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ ఉన్నా సరే ఆ ఎలిమెంట్ పక్కన కామా అనేది ప్లేస్ చేయాలి. You need to remember that particular thing. Okay. So print B. So print B. Okay. Now we shall ask. I shall keep this entire program in comment lines. Okay. So now what is B? B is a tuple variable name. B is a tuple variable name which consists of only one element. Even though the tuple consists of only one element, you need to mention comma after that particular element. So print B in the sense, we are going to get the output. So stop sharing, go to IDLE. See here, 9 comma. If anybody want to check, what will be the value if I did not mention comma? What will be the value if I did not mention comma? See here, I am not going to mention comma. Okay. Now I am asking the interpreter to print what is the type of B. I am asking the interpreter what is the type of B. As I said, B will be of integer data type. Okay. We shall check now. So go to run module. Stop sharing the screen and go to IDLE. See here, it is of integer data type. So all of you don't forget that if in a tuple you are going to keep only one element. Suppose if a tuple consists of only one element or one value or one item, everyone need to make sure that particular single item need to be followed by comma. మనకి టపుల్స్ లో సింగిల్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఉన్నా సరే పక్కన కామా అనే సింబల్ ఉండాలి. If not, it reads as an integer as I shown in the program. Clear everyone? So this is the second point. Now third point. See, in list we already told that at the time of list we already told that the elements or values or items can be of any data type. Elements or values or data type of a list can be of any data type. In the same way, in tuples also, the elements or values or item can be of any data type. See here, 9 comma 9.18 comma take a character variable, take a character variable, comma, take a string, considering a string. No problem. You can mention all these elements or values or items either in single data type or by using mixed data types also. Here all the elements in a tuple can be integer, all the elements in a tuple can be float data type, all the elements in a tuple can be character, or all the elements in a tuple can be string, or finally all the elements in a tuple can be of mixed data type, can be of mixed data type. So this C is a, it's not a normal variable name, it's a tuple variable name. Equal to is assignment operator. Here the elements are, here the elements are of mixed data type, here the elements are of mixed data type. Suppose I'm taking another tuple, I'm taking another tuple where it includes all the integers, where it includes all the integers. See, T is a tuple which takes all the integers, which consists of elements containing all the integers. Now consider E. E is a tuple. E is a tuple where it consists of only float data type. Only it consists of only float data type. So 9.18 comma 27.36. It's a float data type. Consider a variable. Consider a tuple called F is equal to F is equal to. Now consider only characters. Now consider only characters. P Y T H O N. See, this is a tuple variable which consists of only characters, where its elements are only characters. Now I am considering G. I am considering G, where it consists of string data type. Python, comma programming. Python, comma programming. Clear everyone? So all these are lists. C is a tuple. C is a tuple data type. D is a tuple. E is a tuple. F is a tuple. G is also a tuple. But the difference between C, D, E, F, and G are C is a tuple which consists of mixed data type, mixed elements. Here all the elements are of mixed data type. Here all the elements are in integer data type. Here all the elements are in float data type. Here all the elements are in character data type. Here all the elements are in string data type. That is the difference. All are tuples. All are tuple variable names only. But the difference between those C, D, E, F, and G are the elements and its data types. The elements and its data types. Now we shall ask the interpreter to print C. Print C, print D, print E, print F, and print G. Clear? I am asking the interpreter to print all this. Go to file, save the file, go to run module. So here we need to mention comma, not full stop, mention as comma. Okay. So again run module. Go to IDLE page for the output. See your output. See, we have considered this as C, this as D, this as E, this as F, and this as G. Clear everyone? So till now we have discussed 3 points. How to create a tuple, how to create an empty tuple. That is the first point. And the second point is, if a tuple consists of only one element, we need to mention that element followed by comma. If the user is not going to mention comma after that particular single element, the interpreter treats that element as an integer data type. Integer data type. Tuple లో ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ ఎలిమెంట్ పక్కన కామా అనేది ప్లేస్ చేయాలి. సపోజ్ యూజర్ అనేది కామా కనుక ప్లేస్ చేయకపోతే ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ ట్రీట్స్ దట్ సింగిల్ ఎలిమెంట్ యాజ్ అన్ ఇంటీజర్ డేటా టైప్. దాన్ని టపుల్ డేటా టైప్ అనుకోదు, ఇంటీజర్ డేటా టైప్ అనుకుంటుంది. క్లియర్ ఎవ్రీవన్? అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్, సో ప్లేస్ ఆల్ దీస్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ కామెంట్ లైన్స్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద థర్డ్ వన్ విచ్ we have discussed. And the fourth one, how can we access an element in a tuple? how can we access an element in a tuple? So let's create a tuple name called A, where it consists of P, comma Y, comma T, comma H, comma O, comma N. So first decide whether this is a tuple variable name or not. Whether A is a tuple variable name or not. See, how can we recognize whether A is a tuple or not? As per the definition, if a group of elements are separated by commas and if they are placed in parentheses. See, all the elements are separated by commas. All the elements are separated by commas, and all the elements in the tuple are character variables and they are placed in single quotations. And the entire values or elements or items are placed in the parentheses. So how can we tell whether a particular variable is a tuple variable or not? In this sense, we need to follow the definition. A group of elements. See here, all the group of elements are separated by commas, and the entire elements are placed in parentheses. So we can conclude that A is a tuple. We can conclude that A is a tuple. That is the first thing. So how can we access an element in a tuple? How can we access element in a tuple? As said in the previous class, any element in a tuple can be accessed by using index operator. By using index operator. Index operator in the sense square bracket open and square bracket close. That is the first point. Second point is index value starts from 0. Positive indexing starts from 0 from left side to the right side. Negative indexing starts from -1 from right side to the left side. As discussed previously also, Python allows negative indexing. So for positive indexing, it starts from 0, 0, where it starts from left side to the right side. Coming to the negative indexing, it starts with -1 from right side to the left side. Clear? So in Python, we can access an element by using index operator. That is the first point. And the second point is positive indexing and negative indexing. Third point is if a user is going to access any element beyond the index range, మనకు ఉన్న ఇండెక్స్ రేంజ్ కన్నా ఇంకా ఎక్కువ ఇండెక్స్ రేంజ్ ఇస్తే then interpreter raises an index error. Then interpreter raises an index error. And the fourth point is the index value need to be of only integer data type. Index లో మనం ఏదైనా వాల్యూ అడిగినప్పుడు అది ఇంటిజర్ డేటా టైప్ లోనే ఉండాలి. If it is not an integer data type, suppose మీరు ఏదైనా ఒక float point లేదా if you are going to give any character, then the interpreter raises an type error. మనకు ఉన్న ఇండెక్స్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ రేంజ్ అడిగితే ఇండెక్స్ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. మనం ఇండెక్స్ లో డేటా టైప్ ఇంటిజర్ కాకుండా వేరే ఏదైనా డేటా టైప్ ఇస్తే ఇట్ రైజెస్ అండ్ టైప్ ఎర్రర్. ఓకే, 4 points. First point is using index operator. Second pointing is about negative indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing. Third point is about index error, and the fourth point is about type error. These are the 4 points need to be remembered. Now we can see how can we access an element. How can we access an element? So I am going to print A where A of 0. A of 0. A of 0 means what is A of 0? A is a tuple name. A is a tuple name. 0 is nothing but index value. So in tuple A, I am going to ask the interpreter to print integer. So in tuple A, I am going to ask the interpreter to print the value which is at index 0. A అనే tuple లో index 0 లో ఏ వాల్యూ అయితే ఉందో ఆ ఎలిమెంట్ ఏంటో యాక్సెస్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో 0th index లో ఉన్నది ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ P. P will be the element. Okay. Next print A of -1. So what is -1? -1 represents negative indexing. -1 represents negative indexing. As we all know that negative indexing in the sense it starts from right side to the left side. So -1 in the sense n will be the value. -1 in the sense n will be the value. Again print A of 3. Print A of 3. What is 3? 3 is positive indexing. 3 is positive indexing. Clear? 3 is positive indexing. So it starts from left side to the right side. So what will be the element in the sense? Index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So H will be our value. H will be our value. Okay. This is how we can access an element by using positive indexing and negative indexing. Now we shall discuss that how can we access a group of elements. How can we access a group of elements? Only group of single element access చేయాలంటే positive indexing తో ఎలాగో చూసాం, negative indexing తో కూడా ఎలాగో చూసాం. Now what I want to discuss is how can we access a group of elements in a tuple. I want to access a group of elements in a tuple. Then we need to mention like 1 colon 4. So this will be the start value. 1 will be the start value and 4 will be the stop value. So 1 to 4 in this sense, interpreter reads from index 1 to index 3 only. Index 1, 2, 3. That means our output will be Y, T, H. Our output will be like this. Within parenthesis, the output will be Y, comma T, comma H. Y, comma T, comma H. Clear everyone? So 1 to 4 in the sense from index 1 to index 4. But the interpreter does not consider index 4. So it considers only up to index 3. So Y, T, H will be our value. This will be done. This will be accessed by using positive indexing. Now we shall access an element. We shall access an element by using negative indexing. By using negative indexing. That means negative indexing in the sense I want to access an element from -5 colon -1. Assuming -5 to -1. -5. -5 in the sense. So index value -5 in the sense it's a negative indexing. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5 in the sense it starts from Y. Up to where I am asking up to -1. -1 in the sense N. So interpreter does not consider N, right? So again I am discussing about this statement. I am asking the interpreter to access the elements by using negative indexing. By using negative indexing. From where? From -5. -5 in the sense -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it starts with Y. It starts with Y. From Y to up to where? -1. -1 in the sense interpreter does not consider -1. So it considered up to Y. So our output will be like this. Our output will be like this. Clear? Y, T, H, O. This is by using negative indexing. In order to access a group of elements by using negative indexing. Next point, print A of, I am not going to give the start value. I am not going to give the start value, but I am going to give the end value as 4. I am not going to give the start value and I am going to give the end value as 4. So what will be the output for this statement? What will be the output for this statement? So I'm not going to give the start value. So the interpreter treats start value from 0th index up to where? Up to 4th index. 4th index means the interpreter considers only up to the 3rd index. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That means the interpreter gives the output as like this. So P, Y, T, H. P, Y, T, H. Clear everyone? Sorry, here I did not mention any start value. So the interpreter automatically consider from 0th index up to where I told to stop the interpreter in the sense index 4. Index 4 in the sense it gives value up to index 3. So the output is P, Y, T, H. Okay. Now what we need to do is print. Now I am going to give start value at 0. And I am not going to give the end value. I said to the interpreter that my start value is 0 and I did not mention any stop value. Since the user did not mention any stop value, the interpreter considers up to the end of the list. The interpreter considers up to the end of the list. So our output will be like this. Start index means 0. from P to end of that particular tuple. From P to end of that particular tuple. From P to end of that particular tuple. Clear everyone? This is how we can use slice function. This is how we can use slice operator in tuple. See, we have accessed an element by using positive indexing, by using negative indexing, a group of elements by using positive indexing, a group of elements by using negative indexing, a group of elements by not giving start value in one statement and by not providing stop value in one statement. Clear everyone? This is how we can access a single element or we can access a group of elements in a tuple. We shall run this program. We shall run this program. Go to file, save the file, go to run module. Go to IDLE page to see the output. So this is our output. So PNHYTHYTHO, PYTH, these are our output. This is how we can access a group of elements or a single elements in a tuple. Clear everyone? So now we shall go here. See, as I told, this is an empty tuple. This is a tuple which consists of only integers. This is a tuple which consists of only characters. A tuple which consists of strings. A tuple which consists of float values. And a tuple which consists of mixed data types. And a tuple which consists of mixed data types. As I said, a tuple containing a single value must be followed by comma. A tuple consists of single value must be followed by comma. Here the element, here this tuple 6 consists of only one element called 90. Even that consists of only one element, we need to mention comma. If we forget to mention comma, then the interpreter treats this 90 as an integer data type. Integer data type. If we place comma after that particular single element, the interpreter treats it as a tuple element. The interpreter treats it as a tuple element. Okay, and the next thing to be remembered is any set of multiple comma separated values like without the symbols like open brackets and parentheses are also treated as tuples. See, at the time of variables, I already told that a comma b is equal to 9 comma 18, where a comma b are variables equal to is assignment operator, 9 comma 18 are constant values of a comma b, right? Suppose if a group of values, if they are separated by commas, assume that a group of values, if they are separated by commas and placed in square brackets, it is called as a list. In the same way, if a group of elements separated by commas and if they are placed in parentheses, it is called as a tuple. In the same way, if a group of elements are separated by commas and if they are not placed in any brackets, కొన్ని group of elements కామాతో separate అయ్యి అసలు స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ లోనూ లేకుండా parentheses లో కూడా లేదనుకోండి, then the interpreter treats those values are also tuples. Then the interpreter treats those values are also tuples. Just values in tuples అనుకుంటుంది కానీ వేరియబుల్ ని మాత్రం tuple వేరియబుల్ అనుకోండి. Understand my point? Suppose consider this statement. Consider this statement. Here there are multiple values 9 comma 18. These elements are separated by commas. There are two elements, right? 9 comma 18. So 9 and 18 are separated by commas. But those elements are not placed in square brackets or those elements are not placed in tuples or parentheses. But the interpreter treats these values also tuple. But it does not consider a comma b as a tuple variable name. A and b are only variables, but it treats 9 comma 18 as a tuple. Clear to my point? 9 comma 9 18 అనే ఎలిమెంట్స్ కామాతో సపరేట్ అయ్యి స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ లోనూ లేవు, parentheses లోనూ లేవు. సో ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ సపరేట్ బై కామా అయింది కాబట్టి ఇట్ ట్రీట్స్ యాజ్ ఎ tuple. Just treats as a tuple. But a comma b will not be tuple variable names. They are only normal variable names. Clear? That is the point I want to discuss to you. See, I already showed you accessing. How to access? How to access in the sense, first point is by using index, by using square brackets. Second point is positive indexing and negative indexing. Third point is index error. Fourth point is type error. Suppose if a user is going to access any element beyond the index, మనకున్న ఇండెక్స్ కన్నా ఇంకా ఏదైనా ఎక్కువ ఇండెక్స్ అడుగుతుంటే ఇండెక్స్ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఇండెక్స్ లో కనుక ఇంటిజర్ డేటా టైప్ కాకుండా వేరే ఏ డేటా టైప్ ఇచ్చినా టైప్ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, we already discussed about negative indexing also. Now, what is a nested tuple? What is a nested tuple? Simple. A tuple which consists of a tuple inside it is called as a nested tuple. Nested list means a list which consists of a list in it is called nested list. In the same way, nested tuple in the sense, if a tuple consists of another tuple in it, then it is called as a nested tuple. See here, the highlighted part, C Balaguru Swami 300. This is tuple 1. This is the element 1. This is element 1. And the second one is Python 1C 400. This is the element 2. So here this is called as a nested tuple. This is called as a nested tuple. In order to run by using for loop, if you want to run, if you need to access element 1 and element 2 in a nested tuple, we can do like this. I am using for loop. For is a keyword, I is an integer variable, in is an operator, books is a variable name. Sorry, not a variable name, it's a tuple name. It's a nested tuple name. Books is nothing but a nested tuple name. Here books. Books means it's a nested tuple name. Simply mention tuple name. Okay. So for is a keyword, I is a variable name which is used for iterations. N is nothing but operator. Books is nothing but a tuple name. So print I. So print I. So in the first iteration, I value goes to the first element. So first element in the sense, this total comes under first element. This total comes under first element. So this will be our output for the first iteration. This will be our output in the first iteration. In the second iteration, I value will be going to access these particular values. This is our second element. So in the second iteration, the output will be this one. There is no third iteration, right? So this is element 1, this is element 1, and this is element 2. Since there are only two elements, here for I it takes only two iterations. In the first iteration, it reduces this element, and in the second iteration, it reduces this element. Here everyone, this is called as a nested tuple. Next heading, how to update a tuple. How to update a tuple. Can we update a tuple? Think once at the starting we discussed that tuple is immutable data type. Immutable means we cannot change the element in a tuple. We cannot change an element, we cannot add an element in a tuple. But we can use the existing tuples to create a new tuple. మనం tuple లో యాడ్ చేయలేము, ఎలిమెంట్ ని చేంజ్ చేయలేము. ఎందుకు అంటే tuples are immutable. Since tuples are immutable, we cannot add an element or we cannot change an element. But what can we do? What can we do? The thing we can do is, by using two existing tuples, we can create a third tuple. ఉన్న టపుల్లో ఎలిమెంట్ ని యాడ్ చేయలేం, ఉన్న టపుల్లో ఎలిమెంట్ ని చేంజ్ చేయలేం. మనం చేయగలిగేది ఏంటి అంటే, ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న రెండు టపుల్స్ తీసుకొని కొత్తగా ఒక టపుల్ క్రియేట్ చేయగలం. దట్ ఈస్ హౌ వీ కెన్ అప్డేట్ ఏ టపుల్. See here, tup1 is a tuple which consists of 12, 34, 34.56. Here tup is a second tuple which consists of abc, xyz. So I have these two are existing tuples. tup1 and tup2 are existing tuples. By using these existing tuples, I have created a tuple, another tuple, third tuple, where tup1 plus tup2. Here plus is nothing but concatenation operator. Plus is nothing but concatenation operator. So print tup3 means 12, 34.56, abc, xyz. Hope everyone of you understand how can we create a tuple. Since tuples are immutable, we cannot add or change an element. We cannot add or change an element. But what can we do is, we can use two existing tuples and create a third tuple. Here tup1 and tup2 are already existing tuples. By using these two, I have performed concatenation operator and I assigned the total value to new tuple called tup3. Then our output will be like this. Suppose if this statement is like this, consider tup3 is equal to tup2 plus tup1. Clear everyone? I am changing the statement as tup3 is equal to tup2 plus tup1. So tup2 in the sense abc, xyz, 12, 34.56. Clear everyone? TUP1 అంటే ముందర TUP1 elements print అయ్యి followed by concatenated by TUP2. Suppose నేను TUP2 ముందర ఇచ్చి TUP1 ఇటు ఇచ్చి అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ABC, XYZ, 12, 34.56. 34.56. This is how we can update a tuple. Next, how can we delete a tuple? How can we delete a tuple? అసలు టపుల్లో ఎలిమెంట్ ని యాడ్ చేయలేము, చేంజ్ చేయలేము అన్నాం. అలాంటప్పుడు డిలీట్ చేయగలమా? Already we discussed that tuples are immutable. Tuples are immutable. Okay. The thing to be remembered here is we cannot delete or remove or clear an element in a tuple. We cannot delete or remove or clear an element in a tuple. The only thing which can be done here is we can delete entire tuple by using del keyword. By using del keyword. Clear everyone? Since tuples are immutable, we cannot add or change element. What can we do is by using two existing tuples, we can create a third tuple. In the same way, since tuples are immutable, we cannot delete, we cannot remove, we cannot clear elements in a tuple. The only thing we can perform is we can delete entire tuple. ఒక tuple లో ఎలిమెంట్ ని డిలీట్ చేయలేము, ఎలిమెంట్ ని రిమూవ్ చేయలేము, లేదా ఎలిమెంట్స్ అన్నిటిని క్లియర్ చేయలేము. మనం చేయగలిగేది ఏంటి అంటే అసలు ఎంటైర్ tuple ని డిలీట్ చేయడం మనం చేయగలం. We can delete the entire tuple. See here, consider this is an TUP is a tuple variable name, and these are all the elements. These are all the elements. So print TUP in the sense automatically our output will be this one. Automatically our output will be this one. See here, we cannot delete an element Python, we cannot remove an element C, we cannot clear this all the elements. But the thing we can do is we can delete the entire tuple by using the keyword called del. So del is a keyword. TUP is nothing but the tuple name. See here, TUP. TUP is nothing but the tuple name. So print after deleting tuple, we are going to get an error. We are going to get an error. Why we are going to get an error is there is no tuple name called TUP. Since we are deleted, ఇక్కడ del keyword యూస్ చేసుకొని TUP అనే tuple వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ ని డిలీట్ చేసేసాం. డిలీట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మరి ప్రింట్ అంటే ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? దట్ ఈస్ వై ఇట్ రైజెస్ an error. That is why it has raised an error. Clear everyone? So అప్డేట్ చేయగలం, ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ ని యాడ్ చేయలేం, ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ ని చేంజ్ చేయలేం. చేయగలిగేది ఏంటి అంటే రెండు టపుల్స్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని కొత్తగా ఒక టపుల్ ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోగలం. ఓకే, ఇన్ ది సేమ్ వే టపుల్ లోని ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని డిలీట్ చేయలేము, రిమూవ్ చేయలేము, క్లియర్ చేయలేము. చేయగలిగేది ఏంటి అంటే we can remove entire tuple. అసలు tuple ని డిలీట్ చేయగలం by using del keyword. By using del keyword. Already we have discussed about slicing also. In the example at when we are discussed about accessing an element, we have discussed about slicing also. Slicing can be done by using colon operator. Slicing can be done by using colon operator. These are the basic tuple operations which we have discussed in the list also. First one is length. First one is length function. See, length function means length always starts with 1. So 1, 2, 3. Length of this particular tuple will be 3. Concatenation means plus operator. Repetition is represented by using asterisk. Here 4 is nothing but the number of occurrences. Number of occurrences. See, membership operator, iteration operator, and comparison operator. These are the 6 basic tuple operations which are going to be performed in the concept of tuple. Clear everyone? Already we discussed this table at the time of list. These 5 are also operations of list. These 5 are also the operations of list. The newly thing which is added in a tuple is comparison. Comparison. Suppose TUP1 is equal to these elements and TUP2 is equal to these elements. Print TUP1 equal to is an equal to operator. So TUP1, TUP2. Since the tuple is immutable, we cannot change these elements, right? So we are going to get true. So we are going to get true. Suppose assume that these are placed in square brackets. That is a list. And this is also placed in square brackets. That is also list. Then if you are going to perform equal to operator, here our output will be false. Here our output will be false. See, I shall explain you briefly in the programming environment. I shall explain you in the programming environment. Consider our program. Consider our program. So there's this in comment lines. There's this in comment lines. And see, consider this program. Consider this program. See, I have considered two variables, two tuples. TUP1 which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and TUP2 which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I am using assignment equality operator, here our output will be true. Here our output will be true. Why? Because lists are immutable. We cannot change the elements in a list. In the same way, let us consider a list called list1 is equal to in square brackets 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Here and take another list name this list as 2. Here when I am asking the interpreter to print list1 equal to list 2, our output will be false. Why? Because lists are mutable. Here tuples are immutable. ఇక్కడ రెండు టపుల్స్ తీసుకొని ఈక్వాలిటీ ఆపరేటర్ తో చెక్ చేసినప్పుడు ట్రూ వస్తుంది. ఎందుకు అంటే why? Because tuples are immutable. Once if we are given elements in the tuple, we cannot add or we cannot change or we cannot delete, right? So the output will be true. But here lists are immutable. Even though 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements list 1 లో ఉండి 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements list 2 లో ఉన్నా సరే, these both the lists are not equal. That is why we are going to get the false value. See, we shall check, run this program. Clear everyone? So these two are, even though we can change the elements, right? We can change the elements. So we are getting true in the case of tuple. Okay. And the last concept is tuple methods. Already we discussed yesterday in list methods. In the same way, all the predefined methods which are existed in list are also existed in tuple also. See, count function. What is the purpose of count function? Means searches the given element in a tuple and return how many times the element has been occurred. Suppose if a tuple consists of n number of elements, I am asking the interpreter to check only one element and how many times it has been repeated. That particular value will be retrieved. See here, alpha is nothing but a tuple variable name. Syntax will be same as we discussed yesterday. First, we need to mention tuple variable name, followed by dot operator, followed by count predefined method. Next, the element to be checked. See, alpha is a tuple name. Equal to is assignment operator, and these are all the elements of a tuple. I am asking the interpreter to print this statement called alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is a tuple name. See here, alpha is a tuple name. So alpha dot is an operator, count is a predefined function, and I am giving the element is I, So check here, in this particular elements, I is repeated how many times? The element I has been repeated 2 times, right? So our output will be 2. In the same way, check how many times U has been repeated. Only 1 time. So our output will be 1. See, check how many times the element called A is been repeated. A is not repeated. Remember, here this element A is different from this element A. Why? Because this is in uppercase and this is in lowercase. So the count is 0. Clear everyone? Next, the index function. Searches for the given element in the tuple and returns its position. Suppose vowels is nothing but a tuple name equal to assignment operator, and these are all the elements. So I have mentioned the tuple name, dot operator, index predefined function, and the element E. See where E is available here. This is index 0 and this is index 1, right? So E will be available at index 1. See, consider this print statement. Consider this print statement. So I am going to check vowels, which is nothing but the tuple name. Dot index of dot is an operator. Index is a predefined function, and the element need to be checked is I. I అనే ఎలిమెంట్ ఏ ఇండెక్స్ లో ఉందో చెక్ చేయాలి. See here, I element consists of in two positions. I అనే ఎలిమెంట్ టూ పొజిషన్స్ లో ఉంది. ఒకటి ఇండెక్స్ 0 లో ఉంది, సారీ ఇండెక్స్ 2 లో ఉంది, ఇంకోటి ఇండెక్స్ 5 లో ఉంది. ఇండెక్స్ 2 లోనూ ఉంది, ఇండెక్స్ 5 లోనూ ఉంది. But the interpreter returns as the lowest index value. If an element, if the given element is available two times in the index function, then the element returns the lowest index value. I అనేది సెకండ్ ఇండెక్స్ లోనూ ఉంది, ఫిఫ్త్ ఇండెక్స్ లోనూ ఉంది. సో ద ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ రిటర్న్స్ as in second position, second index. The interpreter returns in second position. Clear everyone? The interpreter returns in second position. See, these all predefined function already we discussed yesterday. Length function, length in the sense it starts from 1. Index starts from 0, whereas length function length starts with 1. Sorted. And the difference between yesterday's and today's class is, in at the time of list we have told that the function is sort, SORT. Suppose if you want to sort a given elements in an order, list lo aithe sort function antam, SORT function antam. Whereas in tuple we are calling it as sorted, SORTED. ఒక లిస్ట్ లో ఎలిమెంట్స్ అనేది సార్ట్ చేయాలి అంటే సార్ట్ ఫంక్షన్ వాడతాం, SORT. Whereas in a tuple, if we want to sort the elements in a tuple, then we are going to use sorted function, SORTED. Clear everyone? లిస్ట్ లో ఎలిమెంట్స్ సార్ట్ చేయాలంటే సార్ట్ ఫంక్షన్, అదే tuple లో ఎలిమెంట్స్ సార్ట్ చేయాలంటే sorted, SORTED. Sorted is a predefined function. In the same way, this is a tuple method. Tuple method means we can create an empty tuple. We can create an empty tuple. We can convert a list to a tuple also. See here, T2 is a tuple name where tuple is a predefined method. 3, 6, 9 are elements of a list. Since they are separated by commas and placed between square brackets, 3, 6, 9 is a list. ఈ 3, 6, 9 అనే లిస్ట్ ని టపుల్ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ మెథడ్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని లిస్ట్ ని టపుల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసేసుకుంటున్నాను. లిస్ట్ ని టపుల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం. ఎలా కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం అంటే బై యూజింగ్ టపుల్ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ మెథడ్. టపుల్ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ మెథడ్. See here I am going to use the print statement. 3, 6, 9 లిస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కాస్త ఏమని టపుల్ లో మారిపోయింది. ఎలా మారిపోయింది అంటే బై యూజింగ్ టపుల్ ప్రీడిఫైన్డ్ మెథడ్. క్లియర్ ఎవరీవన్? In the same way, T1 is a tuple variable name equal to its assignment operator. Tuple is a predefined method. I have considered a string. I have considered a string. See, Python is a string, right? Python is a string. So by using tuple predefined method, I have converted this particular string into a tuple like this. Clear everyone? This is the new predefined function which we are not discussed in list. At the time of list, there is no predefined function called list function. So we have discussed a tuple function. Okay, in the same way, if you want to sort elements in a tuple, we are going to use sort function. If you want to sort an elements in a tuple, we are going to use a sorted function. That is the difference. And these are all same as we discussed yesterday. Max function returns the maximum value from a tuple. In the same way, min function means returns minimum value from a tuple. Clear everyone? This is about tuple. And the main advantages and disadvantages of tuple over the list are, the main advantages of tuple over the list are, generally tuples are heterogeneous data type. Suppose if our elements consist of different data type, then tuple is used. Suppose if our elements consist of same data type, then we can use list data type. మనకున్న ఎలిమెంట్స్ కనుక డిఫరెంట్ డేటా టైప్స్ అయితే టపుల్ ఈస్ ఎంకరేజబుల్. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ అవర్ ఎలిమెంట్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ సింగిల్ డేటా టైప్స్, అన్ని ఇంటిజర్స్ ఉన్నా, సపోజ్ అవర్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ఇంటిజర్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ఫ్లోట్ ఆర్ ఆల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్ స్ట్రింగ్, then list can be used. Suppose if our elements are heterogeneous, that means different data types, then we can prefer tuples. That is the main advantage of tuple over the list. And tuples are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. Suppose if we want to change element at some certain time, in tuple we cannot do it, whereas in list we can change or add or delete or remove or clear the elements. Here, remember, this is the concept of tuple. This particular concept has been updated in your Edmodo group also. If any one of you are having doubts, please ask. Are anyone having doubts in today's class for tuples? Roll number 40, Manikanta. Roll number 40, Manikanta. Are there any doubts in today's class?
Sir, అర్థమైంది సార్.
Any one of you?
No, sir.
Remaining students, any one of you? Okay, hope everyone have understood this particular concept called tuple in today's class. Okay, I have attached this particular PDF in your Edmodo group also. Please go through that PDF. Okay, thank you.